Hey, welcome. So today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most important, yet, honestly, one of the most overlooked substances in our entire modern world. It's kind of the hidden hero that allows everything, and I mean everything, in our industrial society to work.
Okay, so let's just start with a question. Think about it for a second. What really keeps our world moving? Your mind probably jumps to things like fuel or electricity, maybe even data. But there's something else, something much more fundamental going on behind the scenes. It's this substance that pretty much works in secret. It's silently doing its job inside nearly every single machine you can think of, from the engine in your car to those huge turbines that generate our power. Seriously, without it, everything would just grind to a halt. All right, so to really appreciate our hidden hero, we first have to meet the villain of the story, friction. Yeah, it's that invisible, universal force that's constantly trying to slow everything down and mess things up. So here's the deal. Whenever you have two surfaces rubbing against each other, you kick off this really destructive chain reaction, right? First comes friction, which creates a ton of heat. That heat leads to wear and tear. And that wear, well, that eventually leads to damage and things just not working well. But, and this is key, there is a solution, one that completely flips the script and leads to things running smooth, cool, and super efficiently.
So, how do we fight this villain? Well, it's time to properly meet the hero of our story, the lubricant. This is the elegant, absolutely essential solution to that universal problem of friction. So, what is a lubricant exactly? Well, the definition is pretty simple, but it's really powerful. It's basically any substance you put between moving surfaces to slash friction, stop wear and tear, handle all that heat, and just generally keep our machines humming along smoothly. That's its whole mission.
And I guarantee you've seen these things before, even if you didn't really think about what they were. We're talking about stuff like the engine oil in your car, the grease on a bike chain, or the gear oil you'd find in heavy machinery. They're all part of this same amazing family. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. A lubricant's job is so much more complicated than just making things, well, slippery. It's like this multi-talented superstar with a whole checklist of critical jobs to do. In fact, there are seven key jobs that a really good lubricant has to do. So let's break down what these superpowers actually are.
So, of course, cutting down on friction and wear, that's job number one. But here's where it gets wild. Think of a lubricant as a machine's circulatory system. It's a fantastic cooling agent, grabbing all that damaging heat and carrying it away from important parts. It's also like a bodyguard, creating a barrier that stops oxygen and water from causing rest. And get this, it's also a janitor. It's constantly cleaning, carrying away tiny bits of metal and dirt that would totally grind down components from the inside out. It even seals tiny gaps to make things more efficient and absorbs vibrations to make machines run quieter. It is an incredible multitasker.
But not all lubricants are created equal. Just like you wouldn't use a screwdriver to hammer in a nail, you need the right tool for the job. So I want you to think of the four types of lubricants as a team of specialists, where each one is perfectly suited for a specific mission.
First up, we've got the team's workhorse, liquid lubricants, or what we usually just call oils. This is the most common type you're going to find. And because it flows so easily, it's absolutely brilliant at carrying away heat, which is why it's so critical for things like car engines and power turbines. Next on the team is the heavy lifter, semi-solid lubricants, which you probably know as grease. Grease is pretty much just oil that's been mixed with a thickener. Its whole specialty is that it stays put, which makes it perfect for places with heavy loads and slower speeds, like the wheel bearings on your car. And now for the extreme specialist, solid lubricants. When conditions get way too hot or way too cold, or the pressure is just insane for liquids and greases to work, I'm talking about things like space equipment or industrial ovens. That's when you call in stuff like graphite or Teflon. They can handle the absolute toughest environments out there. And finally, we have the most surprising member of the team, the invisible force. And yes, you heard that right. Gases like air can actually be used as lubricants. In super high-speed, high-precision equipment, a carefully controlled cushion of air can create an almost frictionless surface. It's what allows some components to spin with mind-boggling accuracy. And this chart just lays out the whole team perfectly at a glance. You've got your liquids for cooling, your semi-solids for staying put under pressure, your solids for those extreme environments, and even gases for high-precision speed. Each one has a totally distinct and vital role in keeping our world moving. So let's bring this all together. Why does any of this matter? It matters because at the end of the day, lubricants are the unsung, totally essential substance that truly keeps our modern world in motion. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? From the car that gets you to work, to the factories making all of our stuff, to the power plants that light up our homes, none of it, literally none of it, would be possible without that silent, protective film of a lubricant fighting off friction, heat, and wear. And that kind of leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on. We've pretty much mastered lubricants for the machines we have today. But what about tomorrow? As our tech gets smaller and faster and way more extreme, what incredible new types of lubricants are we going to have to invent to keep the future running smoothly?